Good morning, folks. It is November 19th, 2022, approximately 10 a.m. Hope our creator is keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button, share this across other platforms, let people know what's going on in our solar system, on our sun, and the effects it can have here on our planet. Hope our creator is keeping you well and safe, and this is what we got going on the past few days. We have had a couple of C flares, actually. Had one with a slightly fat butt kind of going on here. She didn't quite recover, but all the way down to the bottom for that butt, and then she popped off a couple more times. So we had three little pops right here, all C flares, and then early this morning, well, Central Standard Time anyways, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, we had a decent C8, and then we had an M1.6 just recently. And guess what? We've got some action coming our way, folks. This is at spaceweatherlive.com. Let's come on over here to Solarham, and we're going to take a look at the sunspot group, most of it coming from 3150. This is a new group that came in, and as you can see, we've got our positive and our negative right here, so it has some friends to play with to choose which one it's going to play with. Let's come on back here to the main page. We're going to scroll on down here, check this out. So this right here is the one that we had, active region 3150. We are now, the sun activity is up to moderate levels. And we'll take a look here at the SDO here after a little bit. One of the other things we've got going on, check this out. We've got a huge coronal hole in the southern hemisphere of the sun, and it is going to be blowing our way, and we will have the effects of that here in the next couple of days. If you're an aurora watcher, definitely going to be in your best interest to be out between, well, they're saying on the 20th. I'm going to say between the 20th and the 23rd, because we are expecting those solar impacts from the coronal mass ejections. Taking a look over here still at Solarham, looking at a real-time solar wind, and as you can see, between yesterday and today, late last night, we were in event mode, so if you're an aurora watcher, you definitely should have been out. We popped down to a -10 on our BZ. Our BT was up here at a +10, and as you can see, our southern region was kind of bouncing around, and it has since recovered, right here being about -5. Didn't quite get into an event here early today yet, but we are holding strong here. But here we definitely opened up and let some in. We got smacked with some plasma yesterday, about 22 centimeters cubed roughly of that, and as you can see, our solar winds are kind of going up and down. We did pop all the way up into here almost to 500 yesterday afternoon for a short bit, and then it came back down, so we did get a little whip of a wind. Now taking a look at NASA's Enlil version, yes, Enlil as in the Anunnaki wannabe god from the planet of Nibiru, Enlil model. That's what they call it. You can see that right here is from our M flare, and we are going to get that glancing blow. And it does look like it's going to be on the between the 22nd and 23rd. Let's watch for that impact. Boop. Initial impact actually will be on the 23rd according to Enlil, but if we come over and take a look at the European Space Agency, they're predicting on the 22nd. So they are agreeing that we're going to get an impact, but they're kind of in disagreement on when, and it looks like we're going to be getting approximately 40 centimeters cubed of that right around, well, between the 1800 and 22, so basically 2000 UTC time, which would be approximately 8 p.m. Now we're over here at ISWA, and we're going to take a look at these little snap, crackles, and pops. First, we're going to take a look at 193 angstroms. Let's go ahead and zoom on in on this here. See what we got going on here. And we're moving forward here. Oop, so we've got one little snap. Look at this. We got one pop here. That's not the big one, though. We got one little pop coming right here from 3150. You can see the flare here. And here's our coronal hole, of course. And, oh, what is that? You guys see this up here? Look at this. Looks like we had a little rip tear going on there. Nice, huge solar cannon, really. Canyon. Little pop there. Now watch right over here. We're going to have this is where our big one's going to, boom, there's our big one. And it came off with some pretty decent force. It came off quickly. And you can see there is a solar tsunami associated with this one. Whoosh, you see that? That is a solar tsunami. And it comes all the way over to here. So since we're over in this region looking at the sun, we are definitely going to get a glancing blow out of that. Oh, it looks like we have another little fire canyon right here opening up. Whoosh. It has actually affected the entire surface. That one had some power to it, folks. Yeah, we're going to get it. Let's take a look at those here. Let's look at the SDO here and see what it looks like in 304 angstroms of light. which allows us to see the plasma releases. And it doesn't really want to show the first one at about 6:30. Oh, there's the first one. Boop. Right here. You can see that little pop. So there wasn't really a whole lot to the first one. Just a little explosion. And then watch this. Watch right over here. You can see this little large whip right over here. Let me bring this down a little bit more. Whoosh. You see that whip come off? There's that ripple, that canyon opening up. And we got that plasma release. Some of it will affect us. Some of it will come our direction. And there's the big boss right there. That's the big M flare. Setting it out. Whoa, what was that? Oh, look at that. You see the plasma right here? Well, that thing flung right out there. That's pretty interesting. Let's take a look at it here on the 304, on the Go 16. A little bit brighter. Just for giggles of it, right? Let's take a look here and see what we got. That was our first one. Yep, so there's our first one right here. There's our first one right here, and then we're going to watch the whip of the plasma come off. Whoosh. Yeah, we can see the plasma pretty decent on that one. Not bad. Looks like we are going to get some of it, and then there's the second eruption. Right there. So yeah, we're going to get some of it. Most of it is not Earth directed, thank goodness, because that'd be a pretty decent little chunk right there. So we're just gonna get a couple glancing blows, and then that little whipple, and then of course we've got our coronal hole. So yeah, looks like we're gonna have an eventful between the 22nd and 24th actually. Now let's come on over to seeds. We are over at spaceweather.gmu.edu.seeds, and look at this. This right here is from today. This is stereo ahead. They've only got 2 images up, but the first image, this speaks volumes. What is this little round planetary type object? That's pretty interesting. That's all I'm saying. Wonder what that is. Now here's the really next crazy thing. I'm going to go to the next. It only has 2 images, but look at the next image. It goes from 6:23 to 13:23. There's a lot of time missing there. That's 7 hours, folks. What are you trying to hide, NASA? What you trying to hide? And as we come over to seeds, to regular LASCO C1, or excuse me, LASCO C2, we can clearly see that nice round planetary object that they were showing on stereo ahead. It's kind of interesting. And we can see it getting a nice little push off towards the back side. That's interesting though. What is that? Can anybody tell me what that round planetary object is? I'd like to know. But this here is their main page. This is for LASCO C2, and this right here is for stereo ahead. Now, one of the other things to watch out for, folks, is volcanoes and earthquakes. This is the past earthquakes over the last 2 days, and as you can see over here in Indonesia, we had a really large one of 6.8. That was 1 day and 2 hours ago. Yeah, lots of earthquakes going on all along the tectonic plates. Our planet is shrinking. I would say shrinking. Because as many of you know, I've done little updates. The Earth is spinning faster. We're actually losing microseconds. The Earth is rotating faster. Well, why would it rotate faster? Well, because it's shrinking. If that makes sense. Lots of rumbling and grumbling. Well, the plates are moving and it's shrinking. So that's why we would be moving faster, because the Earth is shrinking. And in my hindsight, when it's like a ice skater. When her arms are out, she can spin, then she tucks her arms in and she can spin a whole lot faster. Same principle. Looking back over here at seeds, and I'm actually looking at yesterday's. Check this out. We got ourselves a little friend, a little UFO right here, and you can see the trail behind him. This little fla la la la. We can see him right here, but over here, oh look, they're blotting him out. They don't want us to see him. It's kind of rude, but check this out. The very next day, or actually the very next frame, 12 minutes later, he's up here with his little trail, his little fla la 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 coming up behind him. And here, once again, they blotted him out. Very interesting. And here's one from the 17th, folks. Check this out. Here's one right here. Very next frame, he's up here. Look at that. I wonder if they're slowing down for the camera, because a lot of times we only get them for one capture. I don't know. I just find it quite interesting. And here's another one over here. Interesting stuff, folks. Wild time to be alive, that's for sure. So keep your eyes open, no fear, and remember that love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.